The saying is that no good deed goes unpunished. But when it comes to Jared, when he does a good deed, this one in particular went so punished that you wish that you had never even done it in the first place.
Yeah, and it makes me never want to do anything nice ever again.
I feel you on that. I do feel you on that.
We can get into the squid later.
I feel you on that.
In the Tupperware. So I was, and I don't even want to tell this because it's like, oh, I did something good.
I don't think it's bad to do that because then it promotes other people from doing it.
But
I know Katie doesn't like it because it's not humble.
Well, it just makes
depends on how it's done.
Yeah, how it's done, and it's better if somebody else
Yes.
is able to tell it because otherwise it makes
Well, if he
you look
doesn't
arrogant.
say anything though, then nobody will know.
But maybe
Yeah.
somebody witnessed it or something. You know what I mean?
What did you do, Jared?
I was at lunch with my girlfriend Anna, and it was this week, and we were sitting there, and we were sitting outside on the patio.
Oh.
The weather was nice.
Already elevating your lunch game.
Yeah, it's like it was nice out and everything, and we ordered our lunch, and I got like steak tacos that were like $14, and then Anna got, I can't remember what she got, some sort of salad thing that was like $13, and it was delicious. It was delicious. And I saw this guy. He was probably, and I don't want to embarrass him, but he's probably in his late 20s, early 30s. And he's sitting by himself. He came in at the patio, and the waiter's like, "You have somebody else joining you?" And he's like, "No."
Oh, he said it sad.
Yeah, even like his voice. And I was like,
Did he have skinny legs?
yes. And he had Tupperware with him. I thought it was
Sounds like
odd.
a great guy.
And, then I saw him and he was eating, and then, you could see he was, I don't know, there's something about him. It made me feel sad. Not because he was eating alone. It was more than that.
Okay. You just had a feeling.
I had a feeling like, maybe he's having a bad day. I felt like he walked up there, like he didn't drive. I don't know what was going on. He didn't seem like he was impoverished or anything. It just seemed, there's a look about him. I'm thinking, man, like when he said he was by himself, I was like, yeah, unfortunately, I can kind of guess, maybe. Again, I'm not trying to embarrass him or whatever.
Did you think maybe he was like, was in your situation once, like, going through hard times with divorce?
I wouldn't think he would be married at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe he looked lonely. There was a feeling of loneliness, which I can relate to in some ways. But I was just like, huh. Anyway, as we're eating, we get our check, and then he goes, our waiter brings us our check, and I go, hey, how good is? Because he was like, very kind of close, how good is? And he goes, really? And I was like, yeah. And I said, but don't say anything. Even then, I was like, don't say anything. And so the guy when he goes to go pay, he goes, it's on the house today, which kind of took credit for the restaurant. Not like that. No, but I did tell him, I said, don't say anything. I don't even know if I even said don't say anything. He just was like, the guy was like, really? You could tell, like, made his face like, really? And he's like, no, and he was trying to pay. He's like, no. He said he made some sort of joke to allude that somebody else took care of it or they're taking care of it. And he's like, I don't pay for any of it? And he goes, no. And he goes, oh my gosh. Now, and there was no part of me that's like, I did it. I was like sitting behind him, but I was just like,
well, you just,
good.
Yeah.
I would never have brought it up.
So humbled.
I had never brought it up. I would have never brought this up at all.
Because he's about to get punished. I don't know
Then I got
how, but
punished.
yes.
And I was like, okay, good. And I see the guy, he's, getting a little bit of to-go box, and he's getting up and he's walking, and I see he's like walking off like down the street, like not homeless. This is a place that's close to the neighborhood, kind of close to, I don't want to say where it was. Maybe I should. Off Walker.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a cluster of restaurants
It's a
there.
very walkable neighborhood there.
So it's like, it's not, it's not like a homeless person, and if it was, fine, but it's not. He started walking off, and then we got our full bill. And I was expecting it to be like me and Anna's, ours together was like $35 probably with a tip, maybe $40 with a tip. With a tip, it was like $100. This guy for lunch ordered oysters. Who orders oysters on a Wednesday by themselves?
I do.
I didn't know this place had oysters. Oh, no. I wanted to, if I didn't have a torn ACL, I wanted to track him down like, hey, I'm trying to do something nice. You doing oysters? Oysters?
But
I would never have guessed even have oysters.
Yeah.
And then for lunch?
Did he order before you said he got it?
No, it was I offered to pay once the guy.
Okay,
yeah.
so
he didn't look at what he ordered?
No,
this.
he was his back was to us.
So he's hiding the oysters.
And then I saw the menu. I didn't say oysters on the menu. Maybe it's a regular. He knows.
What restaurant is it?
I don't want to say.
Was it fish bones?
Yes.
Yeah. I can totally see that they have oysters on
Must
there.
be nice.
I wouldn't order them for lunch, but
I mean,
can
at
see how
lunch,
they might have them.
most people
for
at
lunch.
lunch had like fries,
Yeah.
and they had like a sandwich, or they had like I had tacos. I mean, they were steak tacos,
Yeah.
but they were only like $13.
I mean, honest to God, Jared, the only time I would order oysters for lunch is if I am sitting on the beach at a beach
Yeah.
bar or I'm on vacation. But I would not expect that somebody would probably do that at lunchtime. I
Correct.
would not.
I
I'm
was
with you.
so like, really? The one time I paid, because I expected it was going to be
yeah.
like $65, maybe or $60
Yeah.
with the tip or whatever, maybe 65 most. With tip, it was like $100 for lunch, and I'm like,
Damn.
no.
Well,
Oysters? You get all 12.
well, sometimes oysters are on
Apparently so.
special.
He got what he-
yeah.
He probably said, hey,
Fresh Gulf
what's the
oysters.
most oysters you can possibly put on one plate for lunch? And that's what he
I'll
got.
have a whole peck.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow.
So anyway,
Did you, just for the record, you're supposed to tip on his too.
I
Did
did.
you
That's why it was
leave a
$100.
full-
Yeah.
A full tip.
Yes.
Man.
I did 20% and I put up to $100 for lunch.
Wow. Well, I do know that a lot of places
Dang.
do have specials on oysters.
Yeah.
Sure,
This wasn't on
oysters
special.
are not uncommon. It's just at lunchtime, and of course, the one thing that the dude buys is that's what it is.
I go to lunch, and we've gone to lunch for 15 straight years. Not one person has ever gotten
Yeah.
oysters at lunch.
and if there's
I
going to
think
be
I
one
have.
who would do it, I was going to say
I
it would
love
be me
oysters.
Jason, I know you've never gotten oysters with me at lunch.
at lunch.
And they were like
they don't
regular,
actually
not
have
fried.
They
Because I
were-
see fried on their menu,
No.
but I don't see
They
regular.
were on the half
They
shell
were
on ice.
expensive.
Were they on the
Yeah,
half shell?
dude.
I believe it.
If
They
it
were
was on the
expensive.
half shell, then that is a little bit different because I would be like, oh, in the middle of the day, I'm going to get this all over me. If they were fried oysters, that's a whole different thing.
It doesn't matter, but whatever
Yeah.
it was, it's super expensive.
And I'm not
Fresh
thinking,
Gulf oysters under entree with 2 sides.
Wow.
It says $20, but it's asterisked for market price.
yes, it
That
apparently was
sounds
Oh, yeah.
delicious.
market price that
Market
day.
price.
what is the
Price.
market price right now?
I don't
Is it,
know.
yeah,
I can't
high,
remember. I just remember.
high.
Well, it
Like,
says
I almost
20
threw-
at least is
Yeah.
what it says here.
I almost threw up when I got the check, and I was like, really?
Well,
So,
I'll say
you know,
that
if
one-
you look lonely and I feel sorry for you, I'm just going to be like, hey, man, have a good day.
Sure.
I'm going to use my words. Use my words.
He's probably treating himself. He was alone by himself. I'm going to eat good. So.
Did
Yeah.
he leave in a Lamborghini?
Yeah, did he get into his BMW and drive away?
He walked because even when I was leaving, I thought about like kind of like maybe bumping it with my car a little bit. But no. But anyway, I hope he had a good day.
Hey,
But I was
sounds
just-
like it.
And then I'm like,
That
crap,
sucks.
why did I do that? And then I don't
Yeah.
have a ton of extra money, but I just felt it. I felt.
yeah.
But my genuine kindness has a price limit, and oysters for lunch is the limit.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this.
Yeah.
I definitely make oysters and get them all the time because I
course you
see them
do.
on.
Of course.
Well,
Yeah.
they're. Shh. That's not right.
Don't shh me. I'm not your wife. I'm not Josie.
All right, Mr. Humble, that just made a whole episode of how
I'm
you
not. I'm talking about the dark side. I wanted to kill the guy.
Well, you just announced it to
But
the
of course,
entire world.
Jason, you have a story where no one does it. I do it all the time.
Not
Well,
for
I
lunch.
do.
Yeah.
Because you can get them for 10 for like $10 for $10.
Yeah.
You can get them a lot of times. We're on special for that, and I know Southern Foods has it right now on special. I was thinking about it this weekend. Now,
If you want to
restaurants
do a
are
plug,
more
just say
expensive.
it.
Southern Foods. Where
No.
is their address
Jason
and
here.
location?
I'm not endorsing them at this immediate time.
No,
But
they're
I do-
awesome, yes.
And yes, and I will tell you this: I've gone to many a seafood restaurants, especially a happy hour, where they have that dollar
Again,
oysters.
It's happy hour.
This wasn't it.
This is not happy hour. Ain't lunchtime.
Right.
You know.
No.
Like I don't even see businessmen
And this
sitting down
wasn't-
eating
yes.
an oyster at lunchtime.
And this wasn't a
This is
special.
on the half
Katie
shell.
who orders the most expensive lunch in the
and I'm
Katie-
saying it's ridiculous.
Even Katie would be like, I don't know about that.
Yes. I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it. I can whatever. If that's what you want to order, that's what you want to do. I just think it's Jared's luck that he didn't
Yes,
see.
his meal was more than mine and
Yes.
Anna's combined.
And probably
Yeah,
he
that's
left
crazy.
hungry, just so you know.
And he wasn't. Yeah.
He stopped at
Yeah.
Taco Bell on the way home.
Yeah, and he wasn't being a jerk because he didn't expect anyone to pay for him. But like,
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, if I knew where he lived, I might send him a bill. But what can you do?
What can you do? You live, you learn. You don't ever buy anybody else
Yeah,
oysters.
I'm just gonna use my words for kindness. Hey, man, you having a good day? All right. And if he starts talking a little bit too much, a little too chatty. Okay.
you just walk away at
I'm
that
trying,
point.
I didn't really expect a response. All right. Anyway,